Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Pop Anime Comics here from PopAnimeComics.com and the Pop Anime Comics Lounge podcast, where I interview voice actors, comic writers, artists, cosplayers, and professional wrestlers. And this is Attack on Titan, Season 3, Episode 3/40, Old Story. And again, I'm going to say it, I got a panel coming up. It's going to be Facebook Live. It's exploring dystopia through Attack on Titan, The Walking Dead, and Fahrenheit 451. And these videos are to act as a companion because I cover a lot of stuff in there, and this is just episodic. Did it last season, doing it this season. It's really cool. So it's fun. This act as a companion to that, and it'll be cool. Big ideas here, guys. Big ideas. So pretty much the summary of this episode is that we're covering a lot of ground in the last 3 episodes. We're covering like 3 or 4 chapters at once, really. And so we find out more about Historia and her entire backstory, and how she's born on a farm, which is owned by a noble, and then her mom doesn't love her, kind of made her life more complicated. Tried to love her mom hits her, and then when she was 5 years old, when the wall collapsed, she met Rob Reese, who is her father, who wanted to take her to live with him, and then her mom's killed right in front of her, and then that's when she becomes Krista to live far away, and that's pretty much what's going on. And then we get the fact that Rob Reese apologizes to her and states that he did all this for her protection, and that she's a member of the royal family, and she has the ability now to save humanity. And so from that point, this is his entire thing, is that what's going on is that this is setting up the entire premise of what's about to go down in this season between her, Rob Reese, the royal family, Eren, and the entire Titan conundrum that they have. And so this is setting up what's about to go down, and it's really crucial to understand that the royal family is crucial, and that the royal family is a fraud, and the real royal family is the Reese family, and the only 2 members are Rob Reese and Historia Reese. So that's what's going on, and while I'm not going to spoil anything, this is crucial to Attack on Titan, understanding what's going on in Attack on Titan, and everything in between, and really the entire position and building up off of it, which will be revealed in the next few episodes, I'm assuming. Then at the same time, this is also alluded to where the Survey Corps come to the conclusion where Hanji-san, or Hanji, I think that's how I say her name, pretty much made it clear and lets the rest of the squad know that the government's plan is to have Eren be eaten by one of their own, then use that person to control the Titans, because Eren can control the Titans. And if you eat a Titan, you become a Titan/human hybrid. So, kind of cool what's going on with that. Alludes to Rob Reese's plan, alludes to what's going on with Historia. A lot of interesting stuff for those who are not reading the manga or are not aware of the manga. I'm purposely not talking about that because it hasn't been revealed what that is, but Historia and Eren right now are sort of the keys here. And then the other big takeaway is from this episode is Erwin. We finally get to my favorite moment in Attack on Titan. I've been waiting for this since episode 1, which is Erwin sees Pix, or Pixis. General Pixis, I think, or Pyx. I think it's Pyx. And his plan is to overthrow the government because Erwin wants to take back Wall Maria. And his plan involves no military involvement and no deaths. But the groundwork has to be laid in effect. And while he's revealing this plan, he gets news that Historia is, alive, well, and that the Reese family is the proper royal family, and thus the groundwork is more or less in effect at this point, and it's only a matter of time. And before, he's summoned, that pretty much the military central government wants to imprison him, and wants to get him, and wants to have a trial for him, more or less, and silence him. And then we get a flashback of Erwin telling Pyx about his father. And this is the best scene, and this really captures the point of Attack on Titan, captures the core of Attack on Titan. This is where he builds off of the Ymir position that occurred in Season 2, and Erwin tells the story of his father being a teacher. And he would teach, and there was this 100 history gap, and he would explain that there was contradictions in the government's textbooks. So the government issued a few books here and there, but then Irwin would ask questions saying, well, what happened in the 100 years that's kind of missing from our history? His father would skip it, and he would tell his son at home what happened and how all these refugees came from other places before the walls were constructed or while the walls were being constructed. And while in there, and initially the refugees, they had their minds altered and their memories altered by the king, because it's easier to control somebody whose mind is altered, and then you have limited information with them. And Irwin, not being a smart kid, wound up telling, other classmates, and then eventually the military police got wind of it. And on the day they questioned him, his father had an accident and never came back and was pronounced dead. And so this is the core of what exactly this Civil War is about. And how Irwin says, well, the government's authority is challenged, they're going to eliminate you. They're going to take you out. They're going to get rid of you. They have no desire to have this entire history revealed that the government can wipe away your memories, and as a means to control you. And that's why Ymir can read, the label from season 2, and I go back to that and jump off that point, because she's been around for a lot longer than the rest of them, and many of the people in the Survey Corps at that point when they're held up in that castle, she's been around for a lot longer. And so that really captured it because her mind and her memories weren't altered and a new language wasn't put in place. And so this is something that is out there. And it's something that's crucial because this is the sole existence where Irwin says, I know it's a theory, but I believe it in my heart. And I know it's true in my heart. And I'm dedicating pretty much all of this to overthrowing the government to prove that theory. And so this is the reason why. It's the entire point of the Civil War is revealed in this, is that it's to overthrow the fraudulent government and the fraudulent king, put Historia on the throne, get rid of this memory wipeout BS, for lack of a better word, and get rid of it and actually install a true democracy and a true kingdom and not alter people's memories. Because if your memory is being controlled and your language is being controlled, and you have limited access, they have very few books and very few questioning things and information, naturally it's a lot easier to control people. And so towards the end of this, Irwin is wound up requested in and pretty much is setting up his trial and a conversation with the higher-ups in the government as everybody's getting ready to play out what's about to happen between the rescue mission of Eren, the overthrowing of the government, and really to try to debunk and restore the rightful ruler on the throne, which would be Historia, as well as more or less putting in a proper democratic government / monarchy that doesn't actually alter its society's memories and its persons and its citizens' memories. And so that's what this is about. And so pretty much everything up to this point in Attack on Titan has been leading to this thing, and it is my favorite moment in Attack on Titan because it really signifies the entire point of freedom, which is what I think Attack on Titan deals with, which it deals with liberty and freedom, and it deals with having ownership of things. And this is a really, really solid episode that proves that point beyond. And it really questions government. Because when you have a government that is being oppressive, this is the definitive moment where this defines dystopia in Attack on Titan. So that's why I love this episode, and I think that this is a huge idea, and it's very complicated. There's a lot of philosophers that talk about this idea, and I'm not going to get into all those weeds, and I talk a little bit about this more in a panel, and again, that I'm doing. I'll put my Facebook page up so you can watch that panel. It's on Friday night around 7 o'clock if anybody's interested. And it'll be up for about 2 weeks following this video. But I think that this is really crucial because it captures what exactly is going on in the government and how this fraudulent kingship is eliminating any threat in its way and is willing to alter people's memories and how this is the reason why Irwin fights. So that's why I love this, and it sets up a really good reason of, we the people, and we have a right to overthrow our government if, the government has failed us. And that's what I think this represents, and it's a big liberty freedom position. And as somebody who is an absolute free speech advocate, I think this is the best example in the last probably 10 years of a show actually validating and substantiating and putting forth a very, very Lockean position and actually going to the core of what Locke was talking about. So, but I don't want to bore you with the details. A lot of fun stuff's going on with this, and I think that's a lot of material to digest for everybody. So I appreciate you listening. I'm more than happy to have a discussion. Again, this is supposed to act as a companion to my panels. It is not supposed to be, you could be watched solely. It's not a review or reaction. It's a companion to a bigger discussion, because I can only do my panel once every few weeks or once every few months, and this is to kind of fill in the blank. And if you see a panel at a con, I have an hour. So that's the whole point. But it's appreciated for watching. Definitely check it out. My Facebook page is Pop Anime Comics. Streaming it's going to be on Facebook Live. It is free, so it is definitely cool. If you can't make it and you just love Attack on Titan, it won't be anywhere else, and it will only be up for 2 weeks on Facebook. So definitely consider checking that out. Links down below. Follow me on Twitter at Pop Anime Comics. More than happy to talk about Attack on Titan. You can definitely check me out at popanimecomics.com. My podcast is Pop Anime Comics Lounge. I have an affiliate link for Bitcoin. If you're a free speech guy and you're not trusting currency and everything that's going on right now, Bitcoin's for you. Definitely check that out. And anything else I have an Instagram. It's Pop Anime Comics. All that stuff's down below. Click it. I really appreciate support from everybody, and I just want people to listen to what I have to say. So definitely check out all that fun stuff, and I look forward to hearing back from you soon. And definitely comment.